Hawkins here with Chickenhawkfarmstead, and as you can see from the title, we got a new product in the day. We ordered this off Amazon, and it is the FoodCycler FC-50 from Vitamix. Yeah, got a lot of big plans for this. We're gonna get to here in a second of some of the ideas I got that it's gonna help with, hopefully. And yeah, but right now we're gonna pop this out. Like I said, we did get this off Amazon. There's a link below. But being Vitamix, I think it's going to be high quality. It's not a cheap item. And so far, the boxing looks good because it is a box within a box, which Amazon doesn't do much anymore. I'm guessing it probably came from Vitamix like this. But let's pop it out here and take a quick look. Here's the outside of the box. You can see that's what the unit's supposed to look like. All this stuff here. Now this thing does say you can put bones in it. I don't know how much you've looked at this before you watch this video. Like animal proteins, which people say you're not supposed to compost, but we'll get to that later. Coffee grounds, cheese, veggies. I don't know why they got an onion, but you know, whatever. Eggshells, your fruit. You can see they're putting bones there. Now it does say, what it doesn't say on the outside is not to put hard bones. So like your pork bones or beef bones, anything like that, which we give to the dogs anyway, so that's not a big deal. But let's see if there's any other important information. You're supposed to turn it from this stuff down to a powdery, very fine kind of thing. And let's see, we got multiple cycles per day, which I guess it does vary. I think it's got like an actual moisture sensor in there. It does have the carbon filters to reduce the smell. And then we have a bucket, and we actually got an extra bucket that we went ahead and bought, which they're not cheap, but I think in the long run it's going to pay off. So let's crack this bad boy open and get her set out and take a look at what the actual unit looks like. Well, I've never used or owned anything Vitamix before, but I know they're a good quality, you know, company and everything. But this thing is beautiful. I mean, they said something about putting this thing in the garage, but honestly, that looks almost too nice for the garage, and I got a pretty nice garage. But something else I noticed right off the bat that I thought that was kind of cool of Vitamix. Correct me if I'm wrong, but these sticker here looks like it's made to go put over top of this, so that way you have it in Spanish. So that's just kind of cool if they would even add something like that in. Yeah, very neat. But like I said, this is a really pretty machine. Something else that's kind of I've noticed watching some of the review videos. I didn't find any review videos that looked like they were from a real person. Kind of like I am. I'm just a normal person. You know, it's somebody in like a $100,000 kitchen. Another thing with this, a lot of people kept saying that it made compost. It doesn't make compost. All this thing does is dry out your food waste, grind it up in little pieces, and then it's got a cooling cycle, and it makes sure it doesn't stink in your house when it does process, if you got anything that's like really odory. So it's all good stuff, because then if you take what it grinds up and add it to compost, it's going to process it much, much quicker. You know, if you do make compost and you go out there, you can see those eggshells, they're in there for a while, especially if you got the little pile that you're just turning every now and then and stuff like that. Or if you turn it regular, you know, it takes a while to go through that process. You put in little bitty pieces that are already ground up and stuff like that, it's going to be much quicker process for it to turn into, you know, for those microorganisms to break everything down, and because you've already essentially broken it into little pieces. Our plan with this is my wife keeps worms. She's the one that brought this unit to my attention, and you know, by grinding the stuff up and drying it out and getting it into little pieces like that, those worms are going to be able to process it much quicker, I believe. If there's any wormologist or whatever they're called, correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, the smaller pieces, the easier it is for it to break down to the size where they can actually digest it. So that's my first thought. My other thought is too with this is we have like comfrey and other fodder trees on the property. Well, the comfrey and the fodder trees are high protein and great for a supplement feed for animals like rabbits or quail, even our chickens and stuff. So I'm thinking about breaking this down into the little dust and fine particles, especially with the comfrey, and maybe throw some eggshells in there. I'm going to be able to make almost like a feed mix, like a feed protein boost mix. In the future, if it becomes like it might be a good idea, I might go ahead and get even a pelletizer to where I could make pellets out of that and compress them down. So that's my thought on it. And then between that and the worms, I think even being a high cost unit like this is, it's going to pay for itself quick. And because it also makes the process easy, you're more likely to do it. So like I said, we got this bin here. Let me flip here. We got this bin here. You know, she bought these because they do keep the smell in and stuff like that pretty good. So we're already in the process, but you can see I mean, we fill these up all the time because we try to put everything that we can in here. So between that and then over here we have what's called the chicken bucket. So that, you know, that's feed we take out and we throw the chickens. You see the chickens out there. They process that stuff, which is awesome, and it does give them a little boost. But if we can make that a more efficient process and overall use it, plus my wife has one of these buckets at her work that people help fill up. So I mean, we have a good amount of feed or compostable material coming in, and we do have, you know, a compost pit. I don't know if you can see it out there. We have this little composter right here that we were using there for a bit, but also I have a giant pile of mulch that I got some straw and stuff mixed in, and it's more a set and forget. You know, that pile will it's been sitting for almost 2 years, and I'm gonna flip it over to this year. I've already looked at some of it, and I mean, it's some nice broke down woody material in there, but you know, more diversity would be better. So anyways, with the vermicompost we're making, that getting mixed into it and everything, I think this is going to be a great addition, and we're going to have plenty of material to put in here. Now I'm going to be testing this out to see how much it actually breaks stuff down, you know, like our eggshells or tops, leftover bread the kids don't want to eat because we're trying to go more carnivore keto. All the stuff that we put in here, we're going to place that with one of those buckets, and that's why we got two, so we can fill it up, switch it out. They say this thing will run for, oh, what was it? I've heard a lot of people say like 8 hours, 9 hours. So we could probably get 2 cycles a day out of this thing easy. And there's a good chance that we have that much material. So looking forward to it. I'm going to get this thing opened up. We'll take some more look at it. This is going to be a long video, but it is what it is. So be right back. All right. So this thing, you can see remove for use. We're just going to take it apart and see what we got. This thing should have the carbon filter, I'm assuming, in there or something. Well, no, this is actually the top, so I guess it looks like an air channel or something. I don't know. This is one of the bucket lids. You can see it's got the carbon filter, and it looks like they are replaceable, which that should last a long time, though. Then down here, let's see, please remove before use. So we'll get rid of that. And we've got some accessory pieces. These, I'm going to have to read instructions, but I believe they do go on the back. Another removable piece. Okay, and here's our bucket right here. Little handle, flip that up. Nice steel bucket. That's all metal for the rotator there. Now the blades, yeah, you see this is the blade right here. So as this thing turns, it's gonna help chop all that stuff up. I don't know how often or how much, but yeah, so that looks like your blade, and it does look like it's replaceable too because you just got some easy Allen wrenches there. So that's cool. Do not fill over this line. Please remove the sticker before use. So, okay, so there's, I don't know if you can see it on the video. There's like a little line right here. So that's going to be our fill line. Down inside there, this is all metal. Cool. Yeah, so looks like it's not much to be put together. I'll have to see the instructions, see where that goes. We've got our cord. Here on the back, you see it's all taped up. These are where the filters are. Let me take this off and we'll pop ourselves in there real quick. Got the tape off, as you can see. Now the open, you got to push down, and you do got to pull, and it clicks. You can even see here it says when you close it back, you actually got to push this in to snap it in. Something to remember. Reset filter. There is, right there. You got that little button right there. Where'd it go? Right here. So that's how you reset your filter when the light comes on and says your filter needs to be changed. Looks like that's some kind of air draw tube there. There's the filters there. They are sealed, so we're going to unscrew them. Just take a look. You have the activated charcoal in there. That's all there's to it. Not much threading. Should be able to pull that out with those inside. I don't think it really matters much either way. There we go. Now I'm going to remove that. Remove the sticker off this one. And yes, I know this is a long video, but when you're spending $300 something on something, I figure you might want to see a lot about the unit. I wish I'd watched or seen a video this in depth. We got the little tops here. All this is going to do is redirect that out from everything I can tell. Make sure that's screwed in. Yeah. But yeah, so far everything's really super nice on this thing. And this looks like something, if it did break, it'd be easy to 3D print, I would think. If you got something like that. Or I bet you there's already a design out there on Thingiverse. So as far as getting that done, would probably be super easy. Alright. Those, I didn't, let me fiddle with this for a second. I gotta get it lined up just right. There, yeah, I just needed 2 hands to snap those on there. They just kind of sit there, and they're going to redirect the heat and the air coming out of there out the back of the machine. So just be aware of that, it does put out some heat out of this thing. Make sure everything's clicked back in place. It's going to direct it out. Now some quick specs. You can see the process is drying, grinding, and cooling. Process time can take anywhere from 3 to 8 hours. Capacity is around 10.5 or 2.5 liters. It does have an activated carbon filter. Weight of the box is about 20 pounds, and I'd say that's definitely right. There's the dimensions. What's that? Yeah, 2.6. I don't know why they put things in point instead of just saying the inches. And there's the centimeters. That's almost easier to use, isn't it? Here's something to note, because that's something I really wanted to look at before I bought it. It says it uses 500 watts. Alright, so if it only runs for 3 hours, you're looking at 1.5 kilowatts of power. That's if it's pulling the full 500 watts the whole time. Which, I mean, I pay about 11 cents, 10, 11 cents for a kilowatt hour. So you're looking at, what, 15 cents? If it runs for a full 4 kilowatts. So that would be, what, 40 cents? So, not bad. It's going to be pretty cheap and efficient. And I got a feeling it's not going to pull the 500 watts the whole time. That's probably going to be mainly during the drying, if that is the peak. I will put a kilowatt meter on here because this will not be my only video. And we'll be seeing about that. Plus, we'll be doing different foods in here to see how it actually processes them, because some are going to do better than others. Alright, that being said, let's see. Please remove before use. They got a lot of stuff on here to remove before use. But the packaging is very good, awesome, excellent. Anyways, I think that's it. As far as setup, we got those put in. Here's our container. So you just got this, you'll have this sitting on the counter. So we can replace that with one of these. And like I said, we have a second one. And then when that thing gets almost full, up to about here's the full line. Again, as you can see, the fill line is right below the top of this blade. So that does make it very easy. And we'll have to remove that sticker. But that's it for the unboxing and first look. I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up and do a run on it. And we'll see how that goes. So if you want to watch that at the end, it's just going to be some audio. I don't think I'll have anything else after this. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to see how this stuff turns out and how it runs in the long run. If we're going to be able to use this for our farmer compost like we're hoping. And also, like I said, when we start adding some supplements to the birds, I keep quail and chickens. Rabbits will be coming soon. Goats. Probably be more added this year, I'm sure. But the quail, I keep in different cages. So I do plan on trying to see if I can see a difference in egg production or even the health of them by doing my little supplemental feed in a powder form sprinkled on their food that they're eating. So, all right, that's it. Enjoy what's to come. Alright, so it took about 5 hours to do this load here. Let's check out and see what it looks like. I'm super excited. Unlock. Whoa! That is majorly less material and broken down really nicely. That's pretty awesome. Let's pour that on a plate and see what it looks like. Well, there's the material there. You can see that the eggs shells, how much they're crushed up, and how much everything else is. I mean, you saw that was lettuce. I think we had a banana peel in here, and all kinds of good stuff. So, pretty awesome. Really happy with this, and this is pretty awesome results. This is going to break down super quick, and the worms are going to be able to use that, or we can use that in our regular compost. Super excited to keep this thing going.